Thank you all for joining us for the first session of the day. Today, we present to you a thought provoking panel discussion titled Next Gen Denim Transforming Trends into Indian Manufacturing. The session is presented by Future Snoops. And to steer this panel discussion, we have with us our moderator, who is an experienced strategy consultant with a demonstrated history of working in textile, apparel, and technical textile segments. So, without further ado, let's give him a big round of applause as we welcome Mr. Varun Vaid, Business Director, Wazir Advertiser. I would like to I would like to invite our first panelist on the stage, Mr. Dinesh Keshwani, director at Hyosung India, has 30 plus years of textile experience. Welcome, Mr. Dinesh. Next on the panel, Mr. Chandrakant Huddar, director marketing at Raymond. He is an industry veteran having a huge experience of about 3 decades. Next on the panel, Mr. Saurav Jalan, director chief denimpreneur Denims. He has over 2 decades of textile and is known for transforming his brand into a denim powerhouse, blending, innovating storytelling and purpose driven leadership to give denim deeper meaning beyond fashion. Next on the panel, Mr. Dhaval Mittal has 15 years of experience in corporate governance. Over to you, Mr. Varun. Yeah, yeah. No?
Is it audible? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you and welcome everyone. So, good morning to everyone. First of all, we've gathered here to discuss about what is going to be the next big thing for denim, etc. But these are really challenging time, testing time for the entire industry. A major part of our export volume, which is directed towards US, is under big threat from the higher duties. So, talk of the town is only duties, duties, and duties. So that's what we are talking about. So I'm sure that discussion will also creep up here. While we talk about new thing, we also have to retain the old that we have. So, but good to have a panel which is really experienced from the professional side, from the entrepreneurial side. So, the idea of this panel curation was to understand that what is the next generation thing. We talk about the consumer changing patterns in terms of consumption, in terms of product preference, etc. So the gentleman on my left would be, talking about what their organizations are doing in terms of innovation, aligning to the consumer trends, and then what they are doing and how do you perceive going forward. So with that, maybe I'd just like to ask everybody to just briefly introduce themselves. While he has done the introduction, but still for the benefit of the people, if we can start from the far left. Yeah.
Hi, I am Saurav Jalan. I'm the director of Syama Denim, and it's a new company. We have started denim since last 9 months. Again, like he said, in a challenging time, we are into deep waters now, trying to swim across, and we are having a decent experience now, 8 9 months, and we're liking how to swim across.
Yeah. So it will go up only from here, right? Yeah. Nikhil.
Hi, I am Dhaval Mittal. I am the director of Vinod Denim Limited. We are located in Ahmedabad, and our family is into textiles since last 45 years. Uh, we are in denim since 2009, and we are trying to diversify, looking at the players who are ahead of us, learning from the best like Arvind and Raymond and Bhaskar, and trying to diversify ourselves what they are doing, frankly.
Hello. Yeah, good morning to all. This is Chandrakant, Huddar, Director Marketing. For the past 27 years, I am with Raymond Denim Division. Uh, I mean, uh, from the beginning, this was just a small unit there. Now we expanded into a 40 million per annum kind of a capacity. So a lot of travel happened across the globe. Also, major was exports and also into domestic brands. Thank you.
Yeah, good morning, good afternoon. I'm Dinesh Keshwani representing Hyosung, one of the largest elastane manufacturer brand as a Kriora. Apart from that, we are manufacturer of the functional and sustainable solution like nylon and filament. And this is the brief about me. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. So, maybe I'll start with Chandrakant ji. So, Chandrakant ji, you are the one who's representing the export community for denim on this panel, at least. So, and just keep aside the US matter as of now. So, if you look at the denim industry, the denim demand globally for last 5 years or so, are there any kind of a macro shift in terms of the demand of buyers, consumer-driven kind of a demand that you see that has crept up in the entire production value chain from your side? Maybe you can shed some light on that.
Yeah, if you take Europe other than US, there was slight downside. It was because of a fashion change. It was basically non-denim. Cargos was a major thing. I think 2 seasons there was some effect of that. and and there is shift into say this traveling trousers kind of a thing, polyester, 360-degree four-way stretch, and also neat kind of a thing. So there was that. But now from the last season we see there is again everybody brand is saying that it has picked up, but maybe they lost some 5-10% of the original denim market. So that may be permanently taken away by this kind of a
I think that even the demand of athleisure also eat away into the demand of denim for some period of time, right?
Yes.
So that was one of the faster growing segment in developed markets, which also took away some share of denim, right?
Yes. Athleisure and the cargos, especially that was in between. Cargo was 2-3 seasons. It was much big quantity, but now I think they are saying that denim is coming back, not at the original what it was, but it is there is a sign of coming back already. We can see in the stores in Europe and all major denim collection is there.
Right. Double with that, I'll come to you. So, what are you seeing changes? Because again, you are in the domestic market business for long, and how are you seeing that the consumer, Indian consumer, the domestic demand is changing in terms of the product requirements, product quality, etc.
No, I think if you talk about the last 5 years, the Indian denim market was mainly in the fake knits and the dobbies. But I think the last 2 years they've started getting the trend from Europe and the US and the other countries like 3x1s, and the basic which you and me want to wear the same things are the lower segment wants to wear. I think the rigids and the twill denims are coming back to India, and a huge market is developing, and the dobbies are reducing by percentage in volume.
Right.
That's what we see.
Right. No, actually, it is interesting that, whenever you talk about trends, the trends keep on repeating. There's a cycle which keeps on happening. So, very interestingly, we had Future Snoops.
Yeah.
Also doing, we represent Wazir, also represent Future Snoops. So, the team is here. So, 2-3 years ago, they came up with a report where they were talking about that globally the denim silhouettes will change from form fitting to very loose, the more of, the Korean style of wearing. And it was a bang on kind of a projection, and entire merchandise that we see in the stores these days, at least on the medium to upper high premium segment, are very, very differently structured than what it used to be 5-6 years ago. Of course, in terms of fabric consumption, it means a a lot of implication for the industry. But yeah, important is also to understand what trends are happening and what trends are changing. And Saurabh, because you started very recently, so was there kind of a product mix in mind when you planned your business, while you are familiar with the trade part of the industry very much for many years? So how did you plan your product to be aligned with the new changing
We have been marketing denim for last, I think,
Correct.
number of years now, 30 years. And
Right.
we have been selling, a good amount of denim across all the mills.
Yeah.
So we had a fair idea over the market, what the customers are wanting. So in that sense, I would say the market intelligence was always there with us as a
Right.
company. Only the manufacturing and the QA part was missing, which, with this setup, it all happened. And when we talk about the topic, we are talking about next gen denim. So traditionally, if you talk about any denim, what comes to our mind is a simple 5 pocket bucket jeans.
Correct.
But now what we see is the denim is evolving very fast. Denim is not just denim, the GSM is changing. It used to be 14, 15, 16 ounce. Now, it has reduced to 8 ounce, 9 ounce also.
Okay.
Shirting has become a denim. So things are changing very fast. What I understand with this next gen denim, the topic that we have chosen today, is how denim evolve would be basically into denim plus plus plus. Say what denim was and now what changes we are seeing in the denim. I would want to probably call it a C plus 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 kind of thing. C is first, people are looking at more of circularity,
Yeah.
or more of, conscious clothing. That is one part that we are seeing across the world. In India, probably in the top segment, we are seeing that. Secondly, what we are seeing is another C we are seeing is comfort. Comfort has become a big role now. All consumers want to wear, like
Comfort
you
clothes.
rightly mentioned that Korean fits, those fits. So that is why probably what Chandrakant was saying, that cargo has been into fashion because
Yeah.
of the comfort part. So now, because denim silhouettes has to be into the same segment, so we came up with the loose fits and the retro fit. And the third portion I would probably say is denim wants a more of a character now. It always used to be a 3 by 1, say,
No.
a basic. So now, people are experimenting more with dobbies. Now, when we're talking about domestic market, like we have been selling fake knits for, say, 7, 8 years maybe.
Yeah.
So that was always a plain fake knit. That used to be what? A 20s in the warp or a 16th in the warp, or a technically it was a plain knit. Now last 2 seasons, what we are seeing, 2 years maybe, 4 seasons, that people are now not wanting a plain, 3 by knits also. They are wanting a 3 by 1 look on a knit. So that is adding a lot of slubs in the warp, lot of slubs in the, weft part. So, lot of changes are happening. When you are looking at 3 by 1, people are wanting, simple 3 by 1, which a flat look also. Plus, there are some people who are wanting very, very high and bold slab also.
Right.
So, kind of, different kind of products are coming into the market.
I think you have summarized the entire market segment in last 5 minutes, and I'm surprised that not more people are here, but it is something that you have actually categorized everything what has happened in last 5 years and what's going to be there. So thank you so much. With that, I'll come to Dinesh. So you represent a company which has actually been very aggressive on the spandex part of the business, right? So not only spandex but nylon as well. You have been going globally, investing across right continents, whether it is Asia or Africa or South America. So big investments are coming in that direction. So how do you as an organization see the growth of evaluation of denim industry? Of course, you are having application other also. And what new things are coming up in your portfolio that could really sensitize the entire demand, not only Indian but global demand?
Well, to be very frankly, in last 5 years, whatever fluctuation we witness into the denim, but the future is said to be good. And when it comes to Hyosung, we are the largest elastin manufacturer. So of course, the stretch portion somehow getting transformed, which was reached to 80%, has come a little bit down because of, as Dhaval said, the people.
This
Uh,
70% is Indian specific or global?
It was Indian, of course,
Indian.
and of course, India is following the global. So transform a little bit less at the moment. Vintage look is preferred, as Dhavalji said, 3 by 112. Okay, so the stretch portion of the fabric, or say maybe little bit reducing, but again, moderate stretch portion when it comes to the men's segment is keep on maintaining. woman segment somehow which was preferring the skinny and now it is going for the baggy. That is one of the reasons the stretch portion is reducing, but parallelly compensated by the men's segment where coarse-spun yarn is being used. Coming to contribution or solution to the denim so far comfort is concerned. So functional, using as all functional yarns like cooling, uh, hollow, lightweight, antimicrobial. So mostly the when it comes to denim, the weft yarn comes in the touch of the skin. So that will, apart from moment comfort, the feel comfort, and because of the function, it remains the fresh entire day. That trend is keep on coming even into the India, where we have witnessed maybe the portion is not very big, but it keeps on accelerating.
Right. So very interesting. The other trend which Saurav also mentioned is on the circular part of the value chain, right? So recycled or actually reused also is coming up, but let's just focus on recycling for that matter. So it's a question to every one of you. What are your organizations doing in order to really take advantage of this trend, or let's say get into this trend where people are asking for circular, more and more so international, but eventually it will come down to India also. Maybe 5 years down the line it will come. So what are you doing in terms of the recycle or facilitating the manufacturers downstream who are you are trying to make the recycled products?
See, I would simply reply in one sentence: whatever fiber filament we have, we are gradually converting it to the biomass. Instead using any fossil material, we are converting it into the
So
biomass.
the feedstock that you are taking the right now, it's a petroleum based value chain. You're trying to convert it into
Biomass dented cone.
So is it a commercially available filament?
Of course, it's a commercially available so far backward supply chain. We have invested $1 billion US so far biopolyol
Okay.
in Vietnam. So considering the future where you see sustainability or circularity, the fossil material is being reduced and entire fiber or filament would go with the biomass.
Right. No,
Gradually.
question. A follow-up question here is that when you recycle the denim fabric, so the problem if it has spandex, if it elastin, so the problem of specs comes, right? Because it gets shredded and everything. So is it something that also you are trying to address, or is there some kind of a technological R&D which is going on globally to address that point also?
Practically, that is being tried to extract like denim or any garment has 2 to 4%. So practically, it is kind of a little bit I can say hectic on the laboratory basis. It is going on in the Switzerland. So we hope that will come into the bulk. First, it is unconventionally, it is going to extract. But parallelly, as I said, we are going with the biomass.
Biomass.
Yeah, so that will be the complete solution by using. See, even using recycle, it is again you are using the fossil recycle, but the biomass could be the long-term solution.
could be
Yeah.
taken up with the chemical recycling.
Yeah, and
right?
again, when it is a recycle, it is a limit. So far, elastin is concerned, most of the manufacturers making recycle from the operational waste,
Yes.
not So operational waste has a limitation. See, when AA grade or the quality is more than 99% or 99.5%, the waste is less than 0.5%. Once the demand of the recycle would increase, where is the raw material? So long-term solution is always the biomass.
Right. Chandrakant, would you like to add something about the circularity and recycling?
This sustainability and circularity, this starts from the factory. I mean, basically, we are last almost 10-15 years, anything which is coming from the factory. One is a green factory, it is a widely 170 acres land, 80,000 trees, and also effluent treatment is bio. There is no single drop of chemical is used. So that is a major thing. Then many brands are asking what biomass he is mentioning.
Yeah.
We are in a near to coal fields, so it was much easier for us. It was working economically also, but the brands are saying that some brands have December 25 as a target, some have 230 as a target, 2030 as a target, many of the brands. So we are forced to do. We have already converted biomass almost 84% of coal is now converted. For that, special lot of
Anything on the product side instead of only
yeah.
factories?
After this, there is a post-consumer waste and pre-consumer waste.
Yeah.
This we invested almost 10 years back. 8 to 10, it was very difficult. The team was not ready spinning because
10 years back was a different period, right?
lot of mix. Then we took the brand, the Kandla area. There are the garments,
Second-hand importers.
used garments are coming there. They are segregating and buying. So we buy fiber and mix it with this thing. If you see there, actually in spinning, you can see those colored ones, indigo colored one fibers. We do both PIW and PCW, both. And other than that, now it is coming as a this natural fibers, say modal, tensile,
Right.
all those kind of a thing, which is even in this spandex. Also, we have a recycled spandex. Many brands are saying that they are using a recycled one. Then there are dyeing technologies where less water and factory itself is a zero discharge and nothing is going out. So product side also now we have made say like the zero cotton denim. So it is modal, tensile and some kind of a polyester. So a lot is coming there in circular.
How much of your overall merchandise could be production could be classified as the circular or let's say sustainable part of it?
Major brand you can say 30-40% must be
As it's increasing.
purely
And it is increasing, right?
yeah, but otherwise if you take from the plant side, so everything is sustainable kind of a thing. So it is going up now. Earlier only few brands were asking for it now. Of course, organic cotton and all those things is there. We are middle of organic growing area. World's 50% of organic cotton is grown in this Vidarbha area. So a lot of organic also many brands are, including Inditex, kind of a big brands are also saying that there is a percentage of organic has to be there. So lot is changing. I think quickly it will change to 50% at least.
Dhaval, you are also seeing some similar trends for the domestic market. Are you one of the early adopters for this recycling trend?
No, the thing is, I'll be very frank with you that, we are a traditional Lala company. I'll be very frank and straightforward to you. And we have been discharging our effluent to the ETP plants.
I would object about to you at this. So because I have witnessed the growth of Vinod Denim. What Dhavalji said, it was kind of a honor-oriented company. But since Mr. Dhaval started as a salesman to export, they are amending.
We are trying, yeah. So what I think is like, if you talk about our like traditional companies like us, and if you can surely differentiate between Arvind, Raymond and Bhaskar, they are all veterans. They are all the teachers, or you can say about mentors to us. So what we see is that, slowly we have set up like now 20% recycling we have started. And since we have been into backward integration and selling the material in market and even to Arvind, so we have seen that spinning units are again using if you talk about their brake comber, like, waste, hard waste, and we are being using. And of course, like, if you talk about the international market, there are two sectors, like same in India, or three. So like, one is the one which Sir talked about, and the major segment comes to where we sell in the export market.
Right.
Like you talk about the Latin American market or the Moroccan market, you talk about the North Africa, or so over there also people have started accepting that we are using recycled yarns because they have started slowly, and the trickle down effect is coming to them also. Started because in our spinning units also we have shown the customers that the recycling the blue denim PIW. We use PIW instead of PCW. We have PIW industrial waste. So we are also, of course we can see that, and I don't think that till I think it's in India, they are saying, जब तक बताओगे नहीं ना तब तक कोई दिक्कत नहीं है.
That's
और बताओगे तो वो क्वेश्चन पूछेगा तो दिक्कत करेगा. So I think the acceptability is there. Yeah.
But I think अभी India is moving in that direction कि शायद वो भी पूछना शुरू करेंगे सामने से. मतलब that is what is happening globally also. Eventually, maybe 5 years, 10 years down the line.
Of course, if you see, sorry to interrupt, if you see that in the Indian denim market also, the major chunk of the denim sales were happening like us, like people, like owners, and owners are selling, going to Delhi. And if you see, then in the last 3 years, Sir and Mr. Dinesh would, and also you, I think you are a great moderator for looking at things very in a macro way. If you can see that every year 3% or 4% of the market share of what is used to sell in Gandhinagar or Ulhasnagar is actually going to Bangalore and the brands, and slowly micro brands, like if some
moving towards
some-
organization.
yeah, some startups are shutting down, taking the money, and some startups are actually using the money to go ahead.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Saurav, would you like to add also on the recycling trend?
Yeah, regarding recycling or say circular or sustainability, the different names to it. In terms of any manufacturer, denim manufacturer, or specifically Syama denim, if we talk about, I would want to divide into two halves. One is the pre-consumer thing that Mill is doing, all the efforts. Those are more about recycling or reusing or using the resources wisely. And the other part is the consumer part. How and the sad part we are seeing. I think what I have been saying always that the sad part is the fast fashion has unfortunately taken over the market very fast, because of which people are dumping cheaper products, and then consumers are wearing it for 10 times and they are throwing it away.
Yeah.
So now there is no trend that you give it to somebody else and he is wearing or she is wearing. It is going to the landfills only now, which was not a Indian culture earlier. So and the consumption pattern has also increased heavily in India. So in terms of when we talk about pre-consumer thing, again our plant is a zero discharge, zero liquid discharge plant with a biological setup. So we 100% reuse the entire water that we use in the process.
Okay.
We have come up with a lot of water saving techniques, because again water is very expensive for us, so that is mandatory for us to do it. We are reusing our entire caustic, which many of us are doing, so that again we cannot afford to put it in the ETP. So there are a lot of compulsions also because of it. But again the sustainability is happening in our product mix. If you talk about, knowingly unknowingly, we have almost 40-50% we are using recycled polyester, recycled PC, maybe because of the price. Recycled polyester, maybe the consumer are not wanting, but yes, for the global footprint, we are doing a good job, I think.
Yeah.
Because the price, come again? Unknowingly, yeah, because unknowingly, and the market, they are accepting it. Now, the products are, all the yarn and the products are coming up in the right, parameters. So there is no difference between a virgin yarn and a recycled polyester yarn or recycled PC yarn. So that kind of thing is also happening. When you are talking about post-consumer part, where we, most of the manufacturer would say, or we would also say, कि we shrug off our responsibility that, consumer to पहनेगा उठा के, he will throw it away. So then that part also we think as a manufacturer, we consciously try to not create such products. We are very, very high into fast fashion. So we want to, keep ourselves a little, creating such products which are economical, but at the same time, which has a longer life cycle. But longer life cycle does not only mean that it will stay for 30 washes or 40 washes. The customer should also love that product for 40 washes. 10 wash mein agar he gets bored, so then that the purpose gets defeated. So I'll give you one or two examples that we have done. One is one of our customers that you create such a product in which with the customer when he's wearing the jeans, so over a period of time he does not get bored out of it. A project he just gave us.
Yeah.
So we dyed up our indigo with an ultra dark, very, very dark shade, and then we coated it with super dark black. So now when it went in the store, the customer was initially finding it as a black denim. Slowly it became like a IBST, and eventually it became like a blue, and at the end became like a sky blue denim.
Okay.
So something like that.
You would have a convertible product, right?
Something which the customer would not get bored out of it.
Yeah. What?
And
Typical thing that happened with Crocs also, right? So the Crocs were, not getting broken. So the market was really very tough for them. So they figured out what to do. Okay.
yeah, and the second one more concept was a customer wanted a reversible jacket.
Okay.
So what we did was, one side was denim, on the back side we printed it. So they created a reversible jacket.
Right.
Now, as per the brand, they were saying that this again create a longer life cycle.
Right.
So my idea was we should also consciously create such products,
Right.
which does not, go into the landfill after 3 washes 10 times, because the younger generation or the Gen Z people, they really want to get rid of stuff very fast.
True.
So I think both the points.
Interesting. Yeah, definitely very interesting. You talked about this product development aspect of it on the garment side of it. So, 2 years ago, we did a kind of a study with the Denim Manufacturers Association also. So it's very well established fact that India is fairly well in terms of denim fabric. Of course, there is overcapacity. We can talk about it. Sometime it will catch up. But the main problem for us is on the garmenting side of it, right? So the product innovation, you can do a lot of in the fabric side. We have fairly well evolved industry. Technicians are there, processes are known, machinery is there. But the moment we talk about the garment industry, there are very few players like yourself who can really talk about making garment of export quality. I'm not saying export, you do export, but the good quality what you're talking about or product innovation that you're talking about. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, the buyer or the consumer is not buying fabric, right? It's not getting stretched, especially denim is not getting stretched. You have to give them a product, finished product. So I think that's very interesting that you talked about. Maybe Chandrakant, you'd also like to add on the garment part of it that while we know that India is not doing great, are you expanding on garment? How do you see what are the challenges for why fabrics are not forward integrating?
Garmenting, of course, many buyers are looking at India because after this problem with Bangladesh,
Yeah.
also they don't want to put. Many wanted to go away from China.
Yeah.
China plus strategy. So many are coming and going back because there are very few. If you say maybe 4 or 5 big factories, that's it. Big factories in Bangalore, that's it. All others are very small. So even they visited us. Even the brand like Zara wanted some portion, maybe 10-15% from Bangladesh wanted to ship, but there are no factories. But whatever factories are, now everybody is doing very well.
Right.
So, and there is something.
Because there are few they are doing well, or is it the other way around?
One is there are few they are doing well, and plus now we can see very few some of the factories which we are doing in Bangladesh like Epic.
Yeah.
So he's coming.
That
And there is one more noise denim.
Noise denim.
He's coming because a lot of subsidies are also there, especially Odisha government and many places 30 to 40% kind of subsidy. There are factories coming in. Other technical side is for Bangalore. What challenge now is because all major garment factories are there. Shahi, Arvind, we are there and many. So now the availability of workers now become a even our bus goes up to 80 kilometer to take them in. Otherwise, technologically, I mean, all the factories which are doing Gokuldas and all are doing well. I mean, international standard, doing all the best brand in the world. There is no dearth of, I mean, technology. I mean, people are experienced. 15 years back, we had I mean, US guy who is a Levi's head. He worked in Bangalore.
Yeah.
So there is a understanding. I mean, technological knowledge is there. I mean, all other facilities, but more investment should come into garmenting.
Dhaval, what is your take? He's saying he's mentioning Epic and noise coming in from outside, getting the subsidies. We are facing worker challenges. So what's your take?
No, I think I'll be very frank. I come, sir, where is your factory of garments? Bangalore. So, okay, I come from Ahmedabad. There is no union and there is no problem of labor. I'll be very frank. I think I'll be very, very, very shrewd and very open. Like, why, if you talk about our denim industry and if you go to any manufacturers and you have given couple of presentations, and the reason why the Indian denim industry is not evolving into the garment industry is the biggest problem is the except for the major 2-3 players who are in the tier 1, or I would rather name, they have no tier. Like, they're above all tiers. Where we come in the major denim industry production, but the thing is, we all want to use our own fabric. We all want to divert our own seconds and surplus. So that's the biggest challenge, which, mindset which took, like, people tell me, like, why you don't set up the denim industry? Why other 2-3 players from Ahmedabad or some other major denim players, like if you talk about Jindal or if you talk about Nandan, Chiripal Group, if you talk about Ultra, why are only 1 or 2 factories being able to succeed? So the reason is, of course, this is a big challenge that people are coming from outside and developing the factories, and they are eating our chunk of money and our chunk of the market share. But the reason is not them. The reason is us, that we are always channelizing. For example, if you ask me and if you ask my father, maybe I'll be saying that I want to buy from Raymond or Arvind, and I will buy from any factory wherever the order comes from. The major problem is all the denim manufacturers want to use their own second surplus, and they think that this is our playground or garbage ground. So we need to come out of that mindset.
So basically, the difference what you're saying is that it's not being looked into a separate profit center, rather than it's just an extension of the whatever is left with us, right? So it's a minor addition to the entire business.
See, there was RB Denim, you see Jindal, you see Chiripal. They are one of the biggest. They are actually still today their installed capacity is bigger than everybody.
Of course.
But why the reason why they shut down eventually in a single year? If you talk about, for example, I know Mr. Bharat from Ultra Denim. He's doing amazing because he doesn't care about what he's making. He cares about what he's selling. So that's the difference. What he does, he cares about what the customer is buying in his store,
Right.
not what the factory is making surplus.
Right.
So that's the mindset is big change.
Right. And that's really good insight into it. With that, I'll come to Dinesh on a very different question all about it, right? So we know for any product to be successful in the long run, there is a lot of push from the supply side also, because as he was saying that जब तक आप बताते नहीं तो कोई problem होती नहीं है, वैसे ही जब तक आप बताते हो कोई खरीदता भी नहीं. That's what Steve Jobs also said, that people need to be told that what they need, right? So the idea is like this, there is a part of a collaboration across the value chain, right? So when I was a young kid, so there used to be MTV Lycra award at that point in time, right? So I heard for first time ki Lycra bhi koi cheez hai, and there was a small hang tag which we used to see in very small places in shop or stop वगैरह कहीं पे, but that's how we got, as a country, we got aware to these things, right? So things have evolved. Definitely, we are a different country altogether now. In last 10, 20, 30 years, we have evolved to very different. But this collaboration across the value chain has still remained a pillar for this market growth, right? So you talk about a success story even for Liva, right? We talk about R-Elan or anything on the fiber side of it. Is that something also that you are trying to do, not only in India, but across, in terms of partnership with brands, in terms of partnership with your manufacturers, some technical kind of a support?
To be very frankly, being Hyosung or Creora, we are not seller,
You're not a?
salesman, seller.
Okay.
We are the partner. I have the esteemed customers, all three customers, my
Right.
three customers.
Right.
I appreciate Mr. Dhaval because he is at Ahmedabad and he installed the covering machine at the time, around 17 years back. Okay. So what it happened, the collaboration may not be on some common platform.
Right.
We have the phone call, then visiting them. What is going, I love his passion to learn about the product. Every time he has some question, any question. If I increase the draft, what will happen? If I reduce the draft, what will happen? What should be the content into it? What should be the to be into it? So this kind of a partnership keep on going. Coming to Raymond, see, they were established. So what was the next part as a partner? Increase the productivity. That kind of a workshop is there. Okay, so this chain keeps on going. This keeps on going with us. We are not seller because we are hardly 2%. And to be very frankly, when it comes to Elastin, there is as many as 16 manufacturers globally. We don't have much competition also who serve the best. Because 2% into the fabric is going to decide entire 98%, which is a big cost. Which elastin is very sensitive. It can deteriorate. So many times, like I would raise, we have the workshop in Everblue for slippage issue.
For sorry?
Slippage issue. See, what it happened, denim always keeping the shrinkage higher, like 8%, 12% from quality to quality. Now, the forward chain does not know. They follow the same thing, like 3HL shrinkage is this, but the real wash cycle or the garment cycle is still harsh. So that must be tested, how much it is surviving on that test. So nowadays, I think Dhavalji, your slippage issue is demised 2 years back. It had come. So this kind of a partnership keeps on continue apart from general awareness. As soon some new thing is happening, some new issue is arriving, we are standing not to happen it again. Correct it and prevent it.
Great. Thank you so much. This is a very interesting discussion that we are having. So I wish we would have more time, but just before we make the concluding remarks, is there any question or any observation, any comment from the audience side? So I think that's fine, no problem. So it is definitely an honor to be here with you. So we've had very insightful discussion, very open discussion, a very meaningful discussion with everyone. So with that, I'd like to thank everyone for coming here and really giving their sentiments, sharing the sentiments without holding anything back. So with that, I'd like to close the panel discussion. Thank you so much.